How are you?
Good. Welcome. Okay, so great. So let's begin, and a couple of more people will join in as they join in, but we should begin. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining in this special session. We have actually changed the topic a couple of times, the title, and the latest title that some of you would have seen was "Don't Sell, Fulfill Your Purpose." All right. Welcome, Seema.
Hey.
Okay.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Seema, welcome.
Hiral, welcome. Okay,
Hi.
everybody. So two requests. One is put your videos on. Second is go on mute. So keep your video on and go on mute. And whenever you want to speak, unmute and speak, please. Secondly, in the chat, if you can just write your name, your company name, if you have a company, and your city name. That would be great so that we can welcome you all to this special session. And my name is Manoj Onkar and my colleague Vivek. Vivek, can you wave your hand? Yeah, so we are going to be having this conversation with you today. So welcome all. Request you to put in your name. If you have a company, put that company name and the city. Thank you. Shankar, welcome from Chennai. Okay, Pranay from Delhi. Okay. Yes, we have a couple of friends from Nourish Organics. Welcome. Okay, and please put your videos on. You have great faces. We like to see them and interact with you. But more importantly, is we want to have an interactive conversation, right? Not a lecture. Okay, great. So, let's begin again. So we are a team, as many of you know us, you have participated with us, and some of you, of course, are attending for the first time. So we are a team of consultants and coaches. We have an umbrella name called Global Transformation Champions, under which we work on leadership development and culture transformation and a couple of other issues. But this is main focus, and today's conversation is inside of our commitment to transform the consciousness with which businesses, society, and individuals operate. So what's our mission? That's our mission. Transforming the consciousness with which businesses, society, and individuals operate. We are a team of people. So myself, Vivek, and SK Rao, we are based in India, different parts of India. And then we have a colleague based in Philippines and Thailand, and senior faculty Ferdy based in UK. So all of us, we work together for this mission. And while we leverage many other technologies, our flagship work is based on the technology of Theory U. Theory U by MIT professor Dr. Otto Scharmer. Okay, and we offer long-term consulting, and we also offer in-house workshops and open workshops. Most of the open workshops are under the name of Leadership from the Emerging Future. And we do regular batches. Currently in COVID, we have been doing online batches only, but last 5 years, we have been doing both online and in-person workshops. Okay, so we will let you know a little bit more about them, and also the conversation here, but let me see who else has joined in. So Amit Mato, welcome. Everybody, can you put your videos on, please? How can we interact with you? Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks. Seema, where are you based?
Delhi.
Seema is in Delhi.
I'm in Delhi.
Okay,
And
great.
a lot of members of my team are here. I
Yeah.
can see Amit, I can see Mohit, I see Manish from Nourish Organic.
Fantastic.
And I think some more people, but Mohit, are there other members?
Yes, ma'am. Everybody is joining. Basically, sales team is joining.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I don't see them. I see Mom, I see
I'll,
Nazi.
So you also need them to put the videos on, eh? So now it's not only my request.
Manish
Okay,
is there.
Seema is also requesting. Sanjay, welcome, long time.
Thank you.
Chaitanya, welcome, long time. What time is it for you, Chaitanya?
11:30 or 10:30.
Okay, I can't. Chaitanya, you're on mute. Wang, welcome.
it's
Wang is
10:40.
our friend from Philippines. Chaitanya is our friend from UK. Welcome. Mohammad Nazir is joining again. Okay, great.
Welcome, Karthik.
Okay, JDM, can you put your name there? Or you like to be called JDM? Then it's okay. Okay, and everybody, yes. So most of there, JDM, you're Jasmine. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, everybody, if you're not shared, you please share your names and names, company name, as well as city, if possible, on the chat. And Karthik, welcome. Karthik, were you saying something? Okay, good. And everybody, once again, we will keep requesting to keep your videos on if possible. Okay. So now, how many of you are from sales background? Okay. So if you can raise your hand, physically better, otherwise electronically also you can raise your hand. You have sales background or you have responsibility of sales. Right now, if you're an entrepreneur or a leader, you may end up having a responsibility for sales, right? Also. Okay, cool. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So we have been working with this technology of Theory U, Leadership from the Emerging Future, and it has, as some of you have been already exposed to it, has a huge range of principles and practices, right? And we're going to show you the list, and then we come to how we got to this point where we could actually say, don't sell, fulfill your purpose. Okay. And the more, and this is this is a nascent conversation in this form of articulation, but I'm sure we are going to find lot of connections to this all over our life. Okay. And so I'm just going to take you through a couple of slides, and then I'm going to come back and we'll go deep into this topic itself. Okay. So just give me a second. And Vivek, if you can put the exercise book in the Zoom chat, then people who are able to download, they will have a benefit of it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and I believe you can see the slide. Can you, everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
Okay, fantastic. So, okay, so this is just to, for those of you interested, that the foundational technology on which we are talking today was created by Dr. Otto Sharma from MIT. And this has been developed over research of over 3 decades, and it is also implemented in very many forms in all these companies. Okay, from Google and Alibaba to the biggest bank in the world to McKinsey's and government organizations. I believe that around 200,000 people have been exposed to this worldwide. We have been working in the last 5 years on this, and people from around 30 industries and 9 countries have participated with us in different formats. And those of you who would like to go deeper and study more, these are some of the books that you can refer. The sequence of the books is from left to right. So if you want to go to the foundations, you can start with the book Presence. And if you want to just get the gist, the implementation part, you can go to the last one. This is the Essentials of Theory U. And if you don't like to read all of them, that's also fine. Don't worry. Okay. So good. So before we deep dive into our today's conversation, I just want to give you an overview of all the key principles that we address in this. They are in the background. Okay. 1 second. Let me see if I can put it full slide. Okay, so it will go to full slide most probably in a minute or so, but yeah, okay. So don't worry if you don't understand all of them, but just kind of whatever stays with you in the background, that's good. Some of these key principles that on which the work we do is built on. So it starts with understanding 3 divides, which is all over the world. When you look at, you will find these 3 divides. First is what we call as ecological divide. Ecological divide is human beings are disconnected with nature, and it shows up in many ways. But so we are going away from nature, we are disconnected from nature. Second is the social divide, which is we are disconnected from other people. And it again shows up in many ways. Right now, we're not getting too much into it because each of these divides we can spend 24 hours discussing or maybe more. And the third is the spiritual divide. And the spiritual divide here means we are disconnected with our real self, which is, by the way, what we are going to connect to as one of the aspects today. The second thing is we look at this whole concept called turning the camera around, which is all the time we are looking outside and looking at the world. But when we turn the camera around and see how we show up for others, how do others see us? Whether others could be our employees, our customers, the other stakeholders, society. How do others see us, right? So that's the concept on turning the camera around. The third concept, again, very deep, is shifting from ego to eco. So what do we mean by ego here? Ego we mean as a boundary, a frame in which you think. So for example, when I say I, that's a boundary. When I say my team, my department, my family, my company, that's a boundary. My country, everything is a boundary. We keep creating boundaries and boundaries and boundaries and boundaries. And we have found 1,000 ways of disconnecting ourselves from others by creating all these boundaries, which are also in management speak, you may call them silos, right? To shifting from this kind of ego to eco. Eco comes from an understanding of the whole world is your family. Like what we say in Indian culture is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So something like that. And if you look at all inclusive, so ego means exclusive. You try to include some and exclude everybody else. That's ego, right? When you say, oh, my team, then you're saying, okay, I'm focusing on my team. I want the welfare of my team. I'm not so worried about everybody else on the planet. When you say my company, then you're saying, okay, I want my company to grow, and I'm not really worried about everybody else on the planet. So you include some and you exclude everybody else on the planet. That's what the ego thinking does. Okay. Then the other aspect is that there is a future which is emerging at all times. But we, from time to time, individuals and companies, we get obsessed with our goals, our vision, our game plans. And we miss out learning from the emerging future. But the future will still emerge, whatever future will emerge. And then we get disrupted. So in the work that we do, these are some of the principles that we go deep into and help people see themselves and their businesses in a new way. So this is a whole set of technologies just to introduce something. But let me pause here and see if you have any questions, anybody, or comments from whatever I said so far. Questions, comments, doubts, anything? Does it make any sense, or do you have any questions?
It's very interesting, Manoj. Thank you so much. Each of these topics, I'm sure we can really elaborate upon, and
Yes.
they'll give us a lot of insight in how we function as a team, and our overall objectives.
Yes. Thanks, Seema.
Thank you.
Okay. Somebody
Yeah,
else?
Manoj, we are warming up, so to say.
Yes.
So we are all ears.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for keeping me motivated. Because when half of the videos are off, you have no idea who's listening and who's going to sleep. Right. So I always think that for all the people who putting the videos off, you should try leading sessions for people like that. Deepak, welcome. Okay, so we won't go through all the principles right now. Maybe we'll again revisit some of the other ones later on. And now let's engage directly into the conversation of the day. Okay. We have planned two portions of the conversation. One is the main conversation about, and then if time permits, so the main conversation is about fulfilling your purpose. Okay. And then don't sell and fulfill your purpose. And then the second additional conversation, if time permits, would be about how do you create profound relationship with your customers. Okay, so let's see how the conversation goes. So I'm going to start with a question, and I invite everybody to share. Now, Vivek has sent a document to you on Zoom chat. If you're able to download, especially those of you who are accessing on computer, it might be more comfortable. You can download it. If you're not in a position to download it, don't worry. If you have a paper and pen with you, that would also be great. Or if you're in a place to make some notes, that would also be great. So the
Vivek,
first question.
I had some, sorry, Manoj. Vivek, I had some issues with the connectivity.
We'll ask him to
so
send back.
yeah, if you can send again, please.
Yes, yes.
Thank
Vivek,
you.
can you do that?
Yeah, 1 second.
Thank you, Vivek. Okay, so let's start with the question. What is your purpose?
Sent.
Everybody, what is your purpose? And it would be great if you can write that down in the chat. What's your purpose?
Can we verbalize it?
Yeah, sure.
To live a good life, to contribute to society, and to leave a legacy.
Okay. Good. Can you make a note of it, Samir?
Sure.
Okay, somebody else. What is your purpose? Either you can put it on the chat or you can unmute and speak up. So Nourish Organics, what's your purpose?
Deepak, why don't you share? Deepak, why don't you share? Deepak.
Deepak, can you unmute? Is that Deepak Sehgal that you're referring to?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, Deepak, you're now on.
Hello.
Unmute.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my networks are
Yeah, your internet
connect
seems to
properly,
be.
hear properly. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Just try once more and then we'll see. Otherwise, we'll request somebody else to speak. Deepak. Okay, somebody else from Nourish. Deepak's net is not going well.
Mohit. Mohit.
Okay, anybody, just jump in.
Yes, sure.
Basawa, you go and mute.
So I'm just writing.
Okay. Everybody else, you can unmute and speak, or you can write in the chat. What's your purpose? And if you don't have clarity on that, you say don't know. It's okay. Right? There's no expectation that you should be clear on your purpose. Right? So if you say, you can write in the chat, not sure or don't know, or if you know your purpose, you can write that. Right? Sanjay is saying providing empathy and growth. Okay. Happiness and prosperity from some Pranay. And then Wang, bring light and value to life. Fantastic. That's good. That's it. So write your purpose or write not sure or unmute and speak, whichever way you want. Mohit, you were saying something? You can also say. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So basically, there is a story behind Nourish Organic, which is founded by Seema ma'am. So I'll also write in this chat. But basically, Nourish Organic is a health and fitness brand where we contribute the society through our products as well as a few activities, the events that we organize, where we help the society for better living, like basically for the urban living.
Okay.
So here,
So what's the purpose?
What's the purpose? Basically, purpose is to contributing the society and making them aware about the healthy food products, which basically Nourish Organic sells.
No, that's what you do, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose? Why do you do that?
Giving better option, contributing to the society.
Okay. Contributing to society is valid, right? But you can contribute in 10,000 ways. Right?
Definitely.
You can give education, you can give money, you can do this, you can do that. There are 10,000 ways of contributing, right?
Right.
And by the way, I'm not trying to question you. I'm just helping you articulate better. Yeah.
Understood, sir.
Yeah. So then what would you say? What was the purpose? Okay. Mitesh. Providing jobs, it could be a purpose, right? And 1,000 people that you mentioned, that could be a game, right? But maybe you could look deeper. What's the purpose? And even providing job, okay, that is a pathway to fulfilling a purpose. So what is the purpose?
So one purpose is like growing up my organization or the expansion of my organization up to that level.
Yeah, that's
where I can provide 1,000 jobs.
Yeah. Okay. that's not the purpose in terms of yeah, that is it's like when you reach that place, then what will you do? Right? That's a project, or that's a goal within inside of a much bigger purpose, Mitesh.
Okay.
Think from that place.
Okay.
Okay. Mohit, you want to come back? Or anybody else from
Yeah,
Nourish?
sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Mohit.
So basically, what I was thinking while the communication, that we are basically making aware that there is a purpose, there is a self purpose, which is sir, just sir has shared the growing organization, or maybe self like it would be a financially or some like life goals kind of thing. And there's also for me is the contributing to the society by knowing through the brand, right? In terms of selling, where I am currently, I could be in, I could be sell software, but I choose a Nourish Organic or a product which is also contributing to the society, basically
Okay.
solving customers' problem, or
Okay.
the people making people aware about the healthy habits and food products.
Okay. Very good. I got that. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mohit.
you.
And
Thank you.
Seema, thank you. We got what you said, to give healthy eating options to people to meet their goals of a fit life. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Now, those of you who are not clear about the purpose, don't worry. You can look at what is the work you are doing, what is the product you are selling, what is the service you are into, and look at what is in it for other people in that. What is in it for the customers in that? What is in it for the society in that? So we call it, what's the possibility in your product, service, business that you are in? Okay. So somebody wants to try that out, that angle. What's the possibility in whatever you are offering to the world? What is in it for people? What is in it for the world? Chaitanya, Kalindi, everybody, unmute, put your videos on and get into the conversation.
For Nourish Organic, I think the uh, what is in it for people is that a lot of people have health goals and they want to become fitter, and many times due to paucity of funds they cannot themselves cook or prepare, or if they're in a traffic jam or somewhere, they cannot find healthy food products. And so Nourish Organic's main role is to provide all these food products very easily available in market, where you can just pick up and you can buy and you can eat. It's ready to eat. So it's
Mm.
convenience.
Mm. Okay. So convenience of healthy eating options, right? Great. Thank you very much. Somebody else?
Yeah,
So,
hi. We provide organic as well as, gluten-free, vegan. The people who are, allergic to gluten and who are vegan, so we provide foods to their doorsteps via online sales and nearby their shops and all, We are making
okay.
people understand organic product, clean product, healthy product. We are making people aware by giving these healthy options from last 10, 11 years. So
Very
this is
good.
our,
Fantastic.
yeah,
And it is all inside of the bigger picture of convenient eating options, right? Healthy eating
yeah,
options.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Let's hear from a couple of people outside of Nourish also. We deeply appreciate Nourish speaking, but let's have some other people share. Who's there? I can't see anybody now. Everybody's blank screen. Okay, Sanjay.
Yes.
Yes.
The
And then
possibility of of the work we are doing is like everyone has some goals, and we are providing the IT services using which they can fulfill their vision, they can fulfill their goals. So we are providing the required IT support using which they can fulfill their goals.
Okay. And what kind of IT support you provide?
We provide mobile app development, web app development, and customer relationship management software.
Okay. Very good. So you're supporting companies, right? Your customer is a company.
Yes,
Yeah, you're supporting companies in fulfilling their goals. Yeah.
right.
Okay. Cool. Very good. Hiral, what's your
Yes,
purpose
Manoj.
or what? Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure कि I'm right or not, but I just click now it कि मैं online trading करती हूँ.
Hmm.
तो purpose is that कि लोग घर बैठे जो चीजें मंगवाते हैं तो थोड़ा टाइम वो बाहर जाते हैं, वो अपने फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करें. So maybe uh,
Okay. But what are you selling?
garments.
Okay. Right. And okay, so one is you're giving convenience, but that is not your purpose, right?
Okay. Okay.
That is incidental.
Okay.
So
Uh,
what is available for people when they buy your garment? What's available for them? What is the possibility behind that?
authentic product like actual what they need.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but just
Interesting, right? Interesting that we are not thinking on these lines, right? So it's a good
yes,
time to think, right?
yes,
So
Manoj,
if you're
true.
not thinking on these lines, that's not a problem, but I recommend it's a good direction to start thinking.
Yes,
I'm selling something, but what is in it for people? What is the possibility in whatever I'm doing,
yes.
right? Chaitanya,
Thank you, Manoj.
welcome, Miral, and keep engaging
This
in
is
the
a very
conversation, okay?
yeah, this is a very interesting topic.
Hmm.
So what I've done is, out of the participation in the LFEF, I've actually created my personal purpose, and I'm now creating purpose for my two of my different businesses I'm actually in. So my as an individual, my purpose is to empower and work with individuals and organizations such that they make a larger impact in the world. So that's my personal purpose.
Right.
And my marketing consulting, my purpose is to create and build purpose-driven brands. So that is the new purpose I've created, a couple of weeks ago. So I'm completely changing my services and my value proposition and everything, as part of the new purpose for the company. So previously, the objective was to work with businesses and help them grow their business and increase their profits. I've now changed that purpose to building purpose-driven brands.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, this
I think
topic
that's
is
brilliant. That's brilliant, Chaitanya.
Thank you.
Right. And Wang?
Yes, I just constructed my purpose just now, but the possibility or coming from the what's available to people for
Yeah.
my clients to take responsibility for their money, and in doing so they live a fulfilled life. And
Okay.
I'm still editing it, but
Yeah.
that's how I'm seeing it, and it's I feel joy. I feel joy in that purpose.
Right. And what do you do? What is the
I'm
product or
with
service?
insurance. Yeah, I'm
You're with
into insurance.
insurance, right?
Yes.
And the possibility of your work is people being responsible for their money, right? And
Yes.
they're living, what did you say? They're living a
Fulfilled life.
fulfilled life. Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I hope people, you're making notes of whatever thoughts come to you, because that will be useful.
Ask
Jasmine, would
Karthik
you like to
also.
share?
Karthik Modi also.
Sure. Jasmine and Karthik. I can't hear you, Jasmine. Can you check your volume, please? No. We'll come back to you. You can fix your audio in that minute, or otherwise you can write on the chat. And Karthik, where's Karthik? Vivek wants to invite you to share. Okay, and Sachin, you want to share?
Yeah, Manoj, what I see is what we are doing to sell our products is giving our knowledge and values to the other people. They are getting benefited from our knowledge and values.
So what is your work?
I'm into
What do you do?
construction chemical production manufacturing.
Okay, and what is your purpose, or what is the possibility in that?
People getting benefited from my products by using my products to build
What
their
benefit?
homes. For their betterment of their homes in the economical product range.
What kind of product you're selling?
We are selling tile adhesives and stone adhesives. We are manufacturing.
Okay, right. And okay, so and do you know what is your purpose?
Exactly, I didn't dive into that same. But
Okay.
what I can take recall right now is people should get benefited from my knowledge and expertise by using my products.
I understand. Okay, good, very good. Thank you very much. So for everybody, first invitation suggestion is spend some time and spend some more time on crystallizing your purpose, right? And those of you who have done our basic level workshop, you should continue that conversation, and then whenever we have the advanced course, you can go for that, or otherwise just be in communication with one of the coaches to support you to crystallize your purpose. And because that's one thing that will help you. Okay. And everybody, you want to spend some time to get clearer on your purpose. Okay. Amit Mato, yeah, I got what you said. Grow within the organization and become efficient in the field. Okay. And okay, and working on and educating people. Right. And Amit, I think you're part of Nourish, right? Okay, good. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
now all of you, I hope you have kind of made a note to spend some more time on your purpose and crystallizing your purpose, clarifying your purpose, right? Now let's look at what happens to us when we start focusing on sales. Okay. How many of you, once again, if you can raise your hand, how many of you are in sales, or you have to do sales, or sales is part of your responsibility somehow or the other? Okay. Okay, good. So I'm sure everybody will understand this, but people who are dealing with sales, you will see it faster. So what happens to us when we start focusing on sales? How many of you notice the more you are focusing on sales, the farther you are going away from your purpose? How many of you noticed that? That the time you are stuck in sales, the time you're worried about sales, you are in a way getting distant from your purpose. How many of you noticed that?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Please repeat.
Yes, the more you are stuck in sales, the farther you go away from the purpose. Okay, and consider this is what happens, has been happening to us in our life from childhood. in different forms, right? Numbers are very important, but they are also a scam. Right? From the time we started studying, we went to school. Earlier, we were interested in learning, but then came the whole ghost called marks. And then marks became more important than learning. And howsoever well-meaning we may be, our parents may be, our teachers may be, somewhere the marks became the ghost. And they become the boss. They became more important than learning. And of course, some of us managed it better, and some of us has more supportive parents and things like that, and teachers or environment. But somewhere that ghost got created, right? That the number
Is it
became
okay
more
to
important.
ask any questions
Sure,
in between? Or you see, it's good to have a purpose, but where most of us get stuck is the purpose of my corporation and my purpose sometimes are not in alignment.
Yeah, that is a valid challenge, Gaurav. But I have a more preliminary question. What is the purpose of your organization?
Well, the current organization that I'm working with is to manufacture fabrics and uniforms to give excellent
So
apparel
if you
our
listen to
customers.
yourself, if you listen to yourself, you are passing off your activity as purpose. Okay, that's not your purpose. That's an activity.
Overlap, yeah, right.
It's not the purpose. It's not the mission, right? It's not the why you exist. It's not the raison d'etre for existence, right? That's not. So that's the whole point. We have become so absent to our purpose that the game has become more important. Like just the activity has become more important. Right? Going to school has become more important than learning. Being in the right school has become more important than learning. Right? It's like that. I'm saying connecting to basics of life. In the same way, when you come to business, come to jobs and businesses, the sales and the numbers and the revenues are more important than the purpose. And it's not just we are doing it, but it's the whole environment is like that. We are stuck in that. We have inherited a paradigm, and the paradigm is numbers are very important. And I'm not saying they're not important, but I'm also warning ourselves, all of us, that numbers are a scam. All of you know that high numbers doesn't guarantee, high marks doesn't guarantee high intelligence or that is a great human being. But we still have that ghost on us. In the same way, coming to sales, right? Consider that there is a trap that the more you are obsessed with sales, there's a risk of you getting distanced from your purpose. How many of you can sense that you think I'm pointing in the right direction? Maybe you would say it differently, but you can see that I'm pointing in the right direction. Pranay, you aligned? Somebody, Wang?
Hello, Manoj.
Yes.
Can I share briefly how
Please.
I noticed amongst my school class friends who are, well placed in life, like some MD of some big company, GM of some ABB kind of group and all that. And that guy still talks about, I got 79, I could have got 80. He's still stuck in that. And he is the executive director in ABB.
Yeah, don't name the company, but that's not important. But yes, yeah. Yeah. But do you get, Pranay, that the more we are obsessed with sales and numbers and the saying, there's a huge risk of getting distanced from our purpose?
Yes, yes, definitely.
You see that for yourself and others?
Yeah, of course, myself also, and because my stand is ulta, that I don't care about numbers. That is also a kind of a reaction to the system.
Yeah, it's the same trap, right? It's the opposite. Yes. Okay, Gaurav, you're saying something, and
I was saying, is it safe to say that this is our purpose as individuals, and it so happens that we are in sales or are responsible for sales, that we look at everything with our purpose as the prism?
No, the point is, Gaurav, I'm making is, if you are even in a company, when you have a company purpose, right? People get obsessed with numbers and statistics and sales, that they get further away from the purpose. That's true for individuals and that's true for organizations, right? We know many organizations who have very good purpose, and when those purpose were created, they authentically wanted to fulfill that purpose and they were dedicated to that, and then after some time, numbers became the boss. And the more the numbers became the boss, the purpose took a backseat. Okay, so that's what I'm pointing at. Okay, somebody else, what are you getting in what I'm saying, or you want to argue?
Yeah.
Chaitanya, go ahead.
I totally get where you're coming from, because I've actually been in sales and marketing all my life, right? I'm also been an entrepreneur. So the sales targets, when you join any organization, after a point, it's all about target. But also what I'm noticing, because I work with a lot of founders and startups now, many companies have interesting products and services, but they're not very clear about the purpose itself. In some cases, they have a very clear purpose and they start very well. But then as they go along in the journey, they start getting pressurized because they raise money and they raise investments and they have to talk to the investors and they have to satisfy them. So the purpose is out of the window.
Completely. They got a new boss.
So I think it's the whole ecosystem. I think it's a whole ecosystem, and the system itself needs a redesign.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you, Chaitanya. One of my friend, when we work together with some companies, he asked the CEO to interview his top team and just give them a piece of paper and ask them to write down the purpose. That's all. And don't do any other discussion. And then later on, when they go away, read those papers. And you might not be surprised that if you have 10 people, there will be 10 different purposes. Right? Okay, great. Somebody else? What do you hear? Jayesh, Josephine?
Amit has his hand up.
Please go ahead. Unmute and speak, Amit. Nitesh. Where is Amit? Not the screen, I believe. No. Okay, so Seema Jindal, would you like to engage in this conversation? Shankar, Jaswin.
Manoj.
Yes,
what I'm getting from what you're saying is there's no real joy even if I hit the numbers. Like, it gives like it's not real joy, like it's just not sustainable. And what's next? It's like I'm climbing a stairs and there's no end. That's how I feel.
Yeah, on one side that is true, and the other side is we have been so programmed that unless you hit a number, you don't even allow yourself to feel happy. If you feel happy, then you wonder what's wrong with me. I have not hit the number and still I'm happy. Maybe something is wrong with me. So the whole space has got contaminated. And yeah, great. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Somebody, one more person? Sachin or Nitesh? Let's have one more person speak. Nobody?
Hi, Mr. Manoj. I'm Nitesh.
Yes, Nitesh.
It was good to hear you. I'm sorry I joined later on. Mr.
No.
Mitesh invited me, and it was
Yeah.
very good of him to have invited me to this conversation. Actually,
Welcome.
I am a person of finance background. I've been an investment banker in my profession previously.
Right.
After having served 10, 11 years with the industry, working with Honeywell Aerospace and then a leading investment bank of the US, Hooly Hunt Smith, I later on ventured as an entrepreneur into the real estate industry and then in the advertisement media space, wherein I gradually realized that marketing and sales is even more essential compared to finance. This is what I personally realized because I always used to consider marketing sales people at a lower ebb compared to finance. But when I myself tried to taste success of entrepreneurship, right, I realized that marketing and sales is a lifeblood of any organization.
Okay.
But my personal experience when I was doing sales, I was not able to get business for my company. But when I stopped doing sales, like when I stopped selling my concept or my product or my service, and then I gradually realized that sales started to happen.
Right.
So eventually what I realized that if you see the gap what exists in front of your customer, right, and then you hit on that gap, only then you will be able to convert sales, and then the numbers are themselves speak for itself. Is it correct? This is what I personally experienced.
Yes, what you're saying is valid, but that is the again part of the traditional understanding of sales and marketing. Okay, that you need to find a customer gap, you need to find a need and try to solve that need. Right? That's fine, then that is valid. But I am taking you one. Here, the intention is to go one layer deeper and to look at what is your purpose or what is the possibility that your work is. So right now you're doing, what is the business, Nitesh?
Presently, I have ventured into the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. So I'm in a different industry as of now.
What is the purpose? What is the possibility?
Purpose presently, actually, we came up with our own crypto exchange in India by name of ValueBit. Right, we were a late entrant compared to the unicorns of the industry like Zeppay and Unocoin. So we had around 12,000 users which got registered in a span of 6 months. We launched our exchange in November 2017, and 2018 April, RBI put a blanket ban on all the banking scheduled banks of the country. Like they said that all the crypto transactions has to be stopped on your account.
Okay.
So yes, so presently we are trying to venture again because Supreme Court just 1 month before lockdown in one of the hearings they thrashed RBI that why the ban was put. But again today the news is there. You might be knowing that still there is a ambiguity what draft regulation would be enacted. Fine.
Yeah. I understand your challenge, Nitesh. Okay. And but you didn't answer my question. Do you know that?
Yeah, actually,
So either if you look at what's your purpose, what's your business's purpose. So we are getting so much blinded by our activity that we are not, half of us are not able to see what is our purpose. Why are we doing what we are doing? What is the bigger picture here? And Nitesh, it's completely fine to say, okay, I have no idea of what's my purpose, and which is true for maybe 90% of the people on the planet, right? What's your purpose, Nitesh? Any idea?
Purpose of, in the sense,
Purpose of
business.
life, purpose of business, whatever. What's
See,
the bigger picture?
The purpose of, like personally, if I say, my purpose is to create something different, wherein I will be able to add some value to the scheme of things which prevails near me. This is the major objective what I foresee.
Okay. So I would say stay with, can I give you another interpretation to operate from?
Yeah, please.
Say, I have no idea of what's my purpose.
I didn't get you. Could you be more precise?
You can be straight with yourself and say, I have no idea of what's my purpose.
No, purpose presently, see, we are still there is no clarity or as to what stance the government would be adopting with respect to
Government doesn't
cryptocurrency.
decide your purpose, Nitesh.
No, because we are in an industry wherein still there is no clarity on
Why are you in that
whether,
industry?
because I
That will,
foresee there is a good future in this industry actually.
yeah, so that, but that has got nothing to do with your purpose, your mission.
No, see
That's an
the
activity. That's an activity you will do, right? So that's an activity you will do. But why would you do that? What is the bigger context? What is in it for the world in that? What is in it for
okay.
people in that?
Right.
What is the
See,
bigger picture?
so the reason why I preferred to get into this industry was, first is presently all the fiat currencies, right? What prevails in the industry, every
Yeah.
country, they are in fact liability backed, not asset backed.
Okay.
And most of the people uh, construe these currencies to be of having some intrinsic value. Right
Right.
now, post 1971 Bretton Woods conference, when the US government declared that henceforth they are not going to observe the gold policy,
Right.
and without even bringing gold reserves to their coffers, they were printing US dollars, and this
Right.
continues till this day.
Yeah.
Right. Second is, all these currencies are centralized because the power vests in the hands of the central government of the respective country, as well
Yes.
as the central bank. For example, in India, the RBI, and US, the Federal Bank.
Right.
Right. Now, centralized is always the power is concentrated in a
Yeah.
few hands. But
Yes.
if you, and the ledgers are closed, all the ledger what prevails in the conventional world, all the ledgers are
I
closed.
understand. We don't want to do the whole. What you're saying is completely valid, but we don't want to spend the whole time educating everybody here.
Yeah, no, but
Right? But what you're saying is
you
valid.
asked the
I get
purpose.
your direction.
The
Right. So
purpose I
now,
told, because see, I wanted to create something which is decentralized, which has got, which gives the power to the masses, right? So we started working in
okay,
that
very good.
space
Okay, good. So
to
if you
give
look
power to
at,
the masses.
yes, can you see that that is much bigger purpose than cryptocurrency?
Yeah, that is definitely a bigger purpose, and this is what enthused me to get into this space.
Right.
The
And
features of this industry, the blockchain space.
yeah, I understand. So what happens, Nitesh, and I think what you're saying is a perfect example of what we're trying to point out, is we get stuck to the activity and get disconnected from the purpose. So, Nitesh, your purpose, if you were to say right now, we are just using like giving power to the masses, right? Are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I'm saying that there are 10,000 ways of giving power to the masses. Yes, no?
Yes.
10,000 possible ways of giving power to the masses. And cryptocurrency may be one of them. But when you stay true to your purpose, you don't get stuck to the activity. Right? Then you can flow like a river. It doesn't get stuck to a particular path, then it can flow. Okay. Can you hold this conversation in your mind? Nitesh?
Yeah, superficially I can,
Yeah.
but I'm not the in-depth thing. What you mean to say, I am not able to interpret that.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself if am I committed to cryptocurrency or am I committed to power to the masses?
See, both things go hand in hand because
No.
without serving the
Power to masses can happen 10,000 ways.
yeah, it can happen many ways. Even if we enter into something philanthropic, even that can create power to the masses, right? But that
10,000
does not
ways.
serve the economic objective.
10,000 ways. That's what happens. You now got stuck to cryptocurrency instead of having your focus on power to the masses.
See, presently we are working on a couple of projects which is conclusively giving power to the masses. This is what we are working upon.
Very good. And there are they all about cryptocurrency or are there other possibilities?
They are on cryptocurrency as well on some related to cryptocurrency only. Presently, my complete focus is on cryptocurrency, in fact.
Okay, cool. And you may stay stuck to, or you may say focused to cryptocurrency, but I'm inviting you to see if you can put more focus or attention on your bigger purpose, which is power to the masses. Okay.
See, power to the masses. If I'm able to create some,
wait, just stay with that. Stay with that. Write down somewhere your purpose is power to the masses. Okay. Or then tomorrow you can change the wordings, but it in that direction. Okay. And let's just engage in this conversation and let's see what else all of us can explore here. Yeah. So let's hear from somebody else. I want Nitesh to kind of warm up on the conversation and
Manoj, perhaps you
have some
can
space for
remind
that.
everybody else that they have cameras on their phones or laptops. And they can turn them on.
Yeah, everybody put your videos on now. Even Gaurav is getting frustrated looking at blank screens.
Yeah, and he's in Dubai.
Okay, so Seema, are you in the conversation?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so since you have a team, we would like to make a difference to your team. So would you like to engage in this? What do you see? Why don't you share something?
So I definitely hear some of the participants, the one who, I mean, because of VC intervention and we taking funds as an entrepreneur, we become very driven on numbers of sales and targets and everything. And somewhere that becomes the for me it is my sales head who's here also now, Samrat, is to push him, and then he pushes in turn all his team members to get the numbers and everything. But having said that, I don't want to ever lose focus on where we came from, what we started this company, the vision we started this company with. And that is why I will not do any partnership with anybody who may, which may bring a lot of money to the company, but we lose the very ethics on which we began this company. So that is something we're very strong in our value base. Purpose, of course, our purpose is education driven, providing the right healthy kind of foods, and that's why a lot of our posts where our marketing is concerned, it is all about letting people know how eating healthy can actually improve your lifestyle and things like that. And that is our agenda. We want to sell our idea more than our product. And there are talks, which I have done personally, where I have not talked about Nourish Organic at all, but talked about eating seasonal and eating healthy. So I think my purpose, and that is what I'm personally totally driven by, is that knowingly how can you harm your body, and how can you be unaware of all the things that are around you which can really add to your health. So that is
I
my
hear you. I hear
purpose.
you. And how many people in your company?
In our sales, I mean, overall, along with my factory and everything, we have close to 100.
Okay, good. And in sales?
In sales, we have about, I think, 40.
40. Okay, very good. Good number, good ratio. Out of this 40, if you actually ask them what's the purpose of Nourish Organics, right? How many answers do you think you'll get?
Yeah,
One or 40?
I think if I get 1 or 2, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, mostly you'll get 40, right?
Yeah.
Can I intervene? I head
Yeah,
the sales
Samrat.
of Nourish. I work for
Yeah, Samrat, welcome.
Seemaji. And the purpose of the brand Nourish Organic is to have healthy lifestyle, and we pass it on to the consumers across India. But to do that, we the sales team together, we have goals to make. So when I joined this conversation, I joined it a bit late, but I was hearing about why should we have targets. Targets are actually what I feel is our goals which drive us for the purpose of the company, lead us to the so every day morning we wake up in the morning, we go into the washroom, we brush our teeth. It's like a daily routine. So until and unless we jot it down in a system, in a process, and we should have proper goals, we won't be able to meet them.
I agree. I'm just also, it's like a Frankenstein monster, right? We create the monster and then the monster creates us. Okay. All of I'm sure in the education system, when Marx got introduced, they had some good intention. They didn't have an intention to destroy education, but somewhere it did.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. Most of us are not, like if I hear Seema and some of your team members, I hear a genuine commitment to the intention, right? But I'm just warning, and it's something that I did for myself. I discovered for myself, and I'm just that we need to, while we respect numbers, we need to be aware of that numbers can become a scam. Like marks are a scam to learning, can become a scam. They are not necessarily a scam all the time. But if we close our eyes, we might go into the scam fully. So we have to watch out for it. I'm not saying, see, I am not against numbers, okay? But I'm just creating a warning for all of us that while we respect numbers, we have to make sure they don't become the boss. Right? And I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's like a one-time answer, but it's something to keep in front of us all the time. So the next question I want to go in now for everybody is, if you were not obsessed by your numbers or worried about your numbers, what would you do differently to fulfill your purpose? Whom would you talk to? What would you do? What would you offer? All of that. So let me give you some examples. As we were discussing on this topic, so we have had conversations with a couple of people. And one of the conversation I had is with my friend and colleague, Vivek. And Vivek works with us in this leadership conversation, but he also has another set of programs that he offers, and they're called mission control. And mission control is about people being able to fulfill their purpose and manage their time inside of that efficiently, right? So, Vivek, you want to share something? I think that would be better. Vivek?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when we were actually designing this introduction and this session, the conversation, we thought it will be good to do a practice. I'll be the participant like you, and Manoj will ask the horrible questions. The ones that are, you have to tell the truth, right? And so what came out was that I'm not interested in my objective and my purpose. That is the first thing. It's like purpose, objective, those things become secondary. What becomes primary is survival, comfort, what is easy, what is it that will keep me out of trouble. Uh, it's all about numbers. Firstly, it all becomes about numbers that will help me survive, numbers that will allow me to sleep at night peacefully. And if I was actually looking at purpose, I would engage with a lot more people in a long term. Like, for example, one of my old clients is Nourish Organics. I could have spoken to Seema and said, okay, how can I work with you and your team and help your team to implement all the practices of mission control, because there are a lot of new people that are coming in. And it's not about mission control, it's about the power that Seema would like to have in a company. If I would engage in that conversation, it will be much better. And I could do that with Sanjay's company. I could do that with every company. Like, there are hundreds of companies that I've done work with. But most of those companies, I've had very short engagements. I've spent one workshop, two workshops, three workshops, one follow-up session, some coaching here, some coaching there, and it's over. It's not been a 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, hold their hands and take them wherever they need to go. Because that's my purpose. My purpose will get fulfilled only if I hold their hand for a long period of time, not by just doing a workshop here and two workshops there.
Yeah, so Vivek, I would articulate that slightly differently, right? If you remember when I asked you, what is the possibility for people if they did those workshops and learned something, that whatever you were teaching them, right? And then we looked at, I'm using my words now, but they would have performance and peace of mind, right? And I call it more performance and peace at the same time, right? So they would have the possibility of performance and peace of mind.
Yeah.
Then if you were focused on performance and peace of mind for people, then the number of people sitting in your workshops, right? What would you do? Whom would you reach out to? And what kind of service you would give to people? What would you offer? Right? How would you work? How would you listen to people? How would you see people? And that changes the whole game.
Totally changes the game.
Right? Am I making sense, everybody? That's so. A couple of examples I would share just to trigger your thought process. And like I was talking to a head of a political party, and we were looking at what's the purpose. And people are not, and what he was complaining is, oh, everybody's looking at, we should do, like they're all stuck with activity, like some of us. Oh, we should do dharna, and we should do this agitation, and we should encourage the farmers and support the farmers movement, and we should do this and Dalit movement and this movement and that movement. I said, how about all of you first having an aligned purpose? Right? whatever they have said in their manifesto or everywhere else, that's not really existing. That's not shaping them in their day-to-day action. The whole logic there is we will make a difference after we come to the party. Sorry, after we come to the power. Right? So whole thing, everybody is waiting for someday when we come to the power, we will contribute. I said, that's like the stupidest thing on the planet. I know everybody is doing that, but that doesn't stop it being stupid. I said, do you want to? And he's kind of quite evolved, and we have a good relationship. So I asked him, do you want to have a party which fulfills its purpose when it comes to power? Or do you want to have a party which fulfills its purpose all the time? I said, so he has some 2,000 people in that one unit that he heads. And I was like, if these 2,000 people fulfill their purpose as a team for the next 5 years, right? Would that be interesting? Would that make a difference? Or are you waiting for, oh, you'll come to the power and then do something? So what I'm pointing at is when you start focusing on purpose, the game changes. How many of you as citizens, you want a party which fulfills its purpose all the time versus a party which fulfills its purpose or thinks of fulfilling its purpose once it comes to power?
Either it's fulfilling its purpose from the start, or it'll never fulfill its purpose.
Even they intend to, they will not be able to fulfill, because once they come to power, there will be 1,000 other problems that they never thought of, even if with good intentions, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
so
the question becomes, Manoj, of surviving actually.
Yeah.
For all entrepreneurs or political parties and everything, the question becomes of survival. Then
Yes.
when we are faced with survival, then purpose and everything seems to be very far-fetched.
Yeah.
Like there are times like we are at year end now. So my conversation with my sales team is only to chase numbers, because we are at the end of the year now, and if we need to survive in this market and everything, where there is a absolute cutthroat competition, everybody is getting VC money and burning money and making a lot of noise. So if we don't get our numbers, the VC will say, oh, your performance is really bad. They won't see how much of the purpose we fulfilled or how many customers we got who were very healthy and who actually have, we can get really good feedback from people. That doesn't satisfy the VC because he's in it for making money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Manoj, I'd like to introduce kind of googly here. Oftentimes in other programs we've heard, focusing on who you are being, because ultimately we are human beings and not human doings.
Okay.
But that's where we spend a lot of our time on.
Yeah.
So is purpose
but stay with this question
around that?
No. Stay with this question. Gaurav, we are in a different conversation. We are in a simple conversation. What is your goddamn purpose? Do you even have clarity on your purpose?
Got
right?
it.
And if you have clarity, right, then how much attention you have on the purpose? Okay, so now let me connect to the principle that we are dealing with here. Okay, inside of the theory. So let me just give you a breather by connecting to the principle. And so one of the principles is what is called the blind spot of leadership. As we were looking at many principles, one of the principles that we work with is called the blind spot of leadership. Okay. Are you able to see the screen now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay. So if you look at the quote at the bottom of the screen, you're saying the success of the intervention depends on the interior state of the intervener. Right? I'll repeat that. The success of the intervention depends on the interior state of the intervener, which means if you are the leader, right, intervener is you. So success of your business, success of your project, success of whatever you're working on depends on your interior state. Success of my ambitions, my projects, my intention depends on my interior state. So what is this interior state? Okay, so before coming to the interior state, let me just say something more on the slide. So normally when we are looking at leadership in any form, we can look at results, right? Like a painter, if you were to look at, you can see the painting and you can say, oh, it's great painting, right? Or you can look at the leader when they are taking their actions, when they are taking their decisions, or a painter when they are actually doing the painting in the process. So you can see the process and you can try to learn from there, you can try to copy from there, all that stuff. But whether you look at the results or whether you look at the process, that's not the source. The source is this inner place from where you operate. What is this inner place? This is what we are talking about. So this inner state is, you can say, it has three facets. And if you want to make a note of it, all of you, you're free to do that. So first thing is what we call as quality of intention. Second is quality of attention. And third is presence. And I'm going to go a little deeper into it. So intention, like I said earlier, you could be operating from ego or you could be operating from ego. Ego is boundary, right? So when I say me, oh, I want to have a great life, that is ego intention. Oh, I want my company to be great. Yeah, it's little expanded, but it's still in the same trap. It's an ego intention. So either you could have an ego intention, which is for benefit of some people and not mindful of other people, or you could have an eco intention, which is more inclusive in nature, going towards being all inclusive. So quality of intention, is it an ego intention or is it an eco intention? Second is quality of attention. Many of us have purpose. Many of the companies have good purpose, good intentions. But then the question is, how much of your attention is on that intention? Or are you distracted? And so that's a question that you have to deal with. How much of your attention is on your intention? And then people like Seema, you have a bigger challenge. When I say how much of your attention is on intention, it's not only about Seema, but it's about your whole company. Right? All the 100 people and the other stakeholders, everybody, right? So you have a bigger challenge, Seema.
So how much of my attention is on my intention?
Yes, but how much of Nourish Organics attention is on the intention? You have to look at both, right?
Correct, yeah.
You can't only answer for yourself as an individual, which of course is the first question, but then you again have to also answer it as a leader for the whole enterprise, right? So you can deal with it at two layers, individually and as a team. And then is the presence. Presence is again a different world altogether, which is how much are you really present and sensing the future emerging. So this word presence comes from two words. It's a combination of two words. Being present plus sensing. Being able to sense the future as it is emerging. We're not going into that right now. I am more staying with the first two, which is quality of intention, which is coming back to your purpose, right? What is the possibility there? What is the purpose there? What is the need for the world? Whatever you're doing, what is the need for people? What is the need for the world? What is the bigger game? And second is the quality of attention. How much of your attention is on that intention? Okay, so let me pause again. Let's see what you hear in this. Jasmine, is your audio working now?
I don't think it works.
Yeah, it's working now. I can hear you. Yeah,
Oh,
I could hear you. Great.
I first want to say thank you that I'm able to take part. Thank you a lot.
Welcome. Where are you from, Jasmine?
From Germany, nearby
Okay.
Cologne or
Oh.
Düsseldorf.
What time is it for you?
Now we have nearly 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock noon. Okay,
Yes.
good. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me,
Yeah.
what are you hearing in this conversation?
Purpose, purpose, purpose. And I feel it's I have to do a lot with that. I have to really keep on that question for my own ideas. And actually your last question I can't answer very well because I don't have really the idea at the moment. I'm sorry.
You got the question, but right?
Please repeat it again.
Okay. How much of your attention is on your intention? So what's your purpose? What's your intention, Jasmine?
My purpose is to improve the collaboration of the teams of my future clients, to help that the people are more satisfied with their work and what they are doing there.
Okay. Such that if you do that, what would happen?
I realized in this course that it will be hard for the people of my future clients to work with me because I would ask them to do things which are not that nice for them. But I have to think about, I have to change things. So perhaps that's not so nice for them. They don't want to do it easily.
But I think you shouldn't worry about that right now. I would say that what I understood from what I heard is you're helping your clients have better teams work. Is that understanding correct?
I'm looking for the word, not only teams, but also team, but to improve the working situation in a company.
Okay. And when you say situation, do you mean like environment or?
Any.
Okay, good. So improving the working environment of the company, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how much of your attention is on that? That's the question. Or are you like the political party which is going to contribute after coming to power?
My question was till now, how can I get my partner to come along with my ideas, and I was not very successful.
Okay. So fair enough. So maybe you can interact with me separately. You can have schedule a conversation with separately for me to understand your situation better and maybe help you, give you some input if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have to say at the beginning I was too shy to say hello.
That's why your sound was not working. Now it's working.
Yeah, perhaps.
Good. So welcome, Jasmine, and thanks for sharing. And it's really nice to hear from you. Okay, so Samrat, anything for you? What are you getting in this conversation?
Well, what I believe is you have to have attention on your intentions. And if you do not have full attention on your intentions, your purpose won't be resolved. So you won't reach your purpose.
Right.
So as a sales guy, being into sales for last 15 to 18 years, our objective or our intention is to have numbers at the end of the day and reach those numbers and reach those goals where the products are not there, reach those verticals where there is a gap and fulfill those gaps. So you have to have full attention on your intention and build up a team at the same time to reach your goals.
Yeah, I think you're putting the goal and the purpose in the same basket, like your targets and the purpose in the same basket.
Absolutely, because
Yeah,
the
they're
purpose
not.
of
If you don't see them separately, you will
right.
confuse marks with learning. And you will say people who are getting more marks have learned more. And then the whole quality of education is going to get sidetracked. Do you have children, Samrat?
Yes.
Okay, then you can understand what I'm saying, that learning and marks are different things, right?
Right.
Good.
One is the holistic approach that you grow your
Yeah.
child holistically and they have a good education.
Yeah.
And second is marks.
Yeah.
But
And
my
marks are
question here,
important, right? Marks are important,
yes.
but if you make them God, then you could be in trouble.
In the current situation we are in, we are looking for VCs to come in and probably look at funding, and they are all looking at numbers. And there's
I
a
know.
huge gap where Nourish
Yeah.
Organic is today. And as a goal, we have to reach those gaps and fulfill those gaps. So that's our intention. So
I know.
if you
Yeah, I hear you, right? And I have complete sympathy for you. This is how unicorns become unicorps.
why so?
What is
Because you-
Unicops?
Yeah, highly successful companies getting destroyed
Destroyed.
because VCs.
I agree with you.
By the way, VCs are one of the most dangerous people on the planet, especially for a purpose-driven company.
Right, I agree with you. Totally.
Means you couldn't marry a
sometimes
bigger enemy. I'm not saying all VCs are there, right? So you'll always have exceptions, but I have enough and more understanding of that world, and I would always say think thrice before marrying the VC, because you might be actually sleeping with the enemy.
because they only look at the top line, not the bottom line, and bottom line bleeds, and you become a unicorn.
No, more than that, they don't care about your organization. They don't care about your purpose. It's like
So
a
their
tuition.
purpose is something different. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a tuition class which says, I will get your student to score 90 marks. Whether your child goes crazy doing that, or your child is hungry inside of that, or whether he is getting allergic to education after that, I don't care. I will get you to your child get 90 marks. You pay me my $1 million and then get lost and stay lost. And whenever I need you to come and do some good PR, you do that. It's like, so your problem, Seema, can I tell you your problem?
Please do.
You are transformed. And now you are trying to deal with idiots. It's very difficult for transformed people to deal with idiots. Once you're aware, once you have a certain level of consciousness, and then you deal with people who don't have that, it is suffocating to your soul. Sorry, I never speak mild doses. Okay.
Vivek, I'll have a side call with you to understand.
But I'm inviting you that you can actually fulfill your purpose and your organization will grow. But fulfilling your purpose. That's a different way, different path to growth. Okay.
Can I just share something?
Yeah, sure.
See, when I'm connected to purpose, I don't have any fear. The source of my thinking is not given by fear. It's not given by manipulation. It is not given by survival. It's a place where I am fully being who I want to be in my life. But whereas when the context becomes I have to meet some numbers, then fear starts to take over. Survival starts to take over, making it manipulation by hook or by crook. My integrity, who I am, is irrelevant now. Like what he said, your soul dies. You could be out in the world to transform the whole world and make everyone have a great life. And then suddenly all that goes down the dustbin and it all becomes how am I going to make my targets? And then the number game becomes the context. And all that other stuff is just stuff on the walls. It's all a face that we put on. It's like Samrat said, right now priority is I have to meet the target, otherwise the VC is going to kill me. I don't have a choice. I have to meet the target.
Yeah, and the flip side, Vivek, is the political party, as I was saying earlier, if it actually fulfills its purpose all the time, then like I told him, then power will need you than you needing the power. The VCs will need you, Seema, more than you need them when you're fulfilling the purpose. Because there are very few companies in the world who are actually fulfilling their purpose. And the right people will come to you. Right? Like us coaching is your case is a little bit similar in my perspective in what this political party that I'm coaching. He's getting invitations from different political parties almost every day. They're saying, "Oh, you come and join us, and you do this, and we will do this, and we will do that." And I said, "They're all distractions for you. Till the time you're focusing on your not focusing on your purpose, everything you're going to get distracted and pulled in 10,000 different directions." First get sorted out and create a core team which is married to this purpose and build on that purpose. And then you will create something. Right now it's like you're looking at this party wants me, this party wants me, this senior head wants me. It's all distractions. And he's a big shot and quite well known, as comes from a very well established kind of pedigree in this. But he's evolved and he is now seeing that he has a lot of consciousness, but is surrounded by people who only want him to get into power, not to fulfill, not to support him to get to power, but fulfill their agenda to be in power. Right? So unless you have people whose purpose is in alignment with your purpose, you have to be very careful. Okay, so I hope I have ruffled enough feathers here.
Manoj, could I say something?
Sure, SK. Good that you are able to come back.
Yeah.
You are on mute sometime. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Couple of
yeah,
things.
SK, you should introduce yourself and then share.
Couple of things. My name is Sai Krishna. Call me SK. I had an education initiative for a very large multinational company, and I was invited by them when I had quit corporate work, and I was invited by them to head this education initiative. The idea was to contribute to the universities in the country to upskill their technology awareness such that our customers will have trained resources. That was the idea. I was really got inspired by that. I said, okay, let me join this company and do that. Because the moment I joined, a month later, I was asked targets, and that was targets like numbers, how much revenue and how much earnings. I said, hold on, what are you talking? You hired me to expand this education initiative, transforming the education landscape, and you're asking numbers. I said, definitely, I'll come back to numbers, but my numbers will be how many universities got impacted, how many students got impacted, That's the number I'm going to talk about. But then, of course, they won't, because it is part of a business group. The sustainability team had put me in the business group. So the business group runs for money, right? So it took for me a while to be a stand, to align everybody to them that this initiative, when fully done as a purpose, not only will benefit the environment, benefit our customers, benefit the company that I'm working in multiple leaps and bounds. So it took for me a stand to actually create it over a period of time. And we had to do it through channel partners. And channel partners are again for money, right? So the way we trained our sales guys, the way we trained our channel partners, the language, every speech that did, it was coming from the purpose. I told my team members that if you speak this language in front of the universities and the colleges, you will be welcomed in a red carpet. If you don't, if you do your normal sales process, you will be in line with one more photocopy supplier in the university. And it happened, to their surprise, whenever they visited the universities, the professors, the head of the institutions were waiting at the gate with bouquets and flowers, inviting them, come, we are waiting for you. And they had never experienced that a purpose-driven conversation would have that kind of an invitation. We never offer discounts. We said we would offer contribution. Words created. And over a period of time, 1 year later, this year, when I was having a call with all my team, they said, sir, we never thought in our company, which is so business driven, that we could bring a change in the way we offered our solutions to customers, the way we spoke, the kind of pride we can have when going to meet customers and all that. And I told them, look, it wasn't there. We created it. I created it, and it took a stand, and it, like really, I gave up my survival because I was very clear. Some of you may not be, but I was very clear. If that doesn't work, then I won't be part of this. And I think in my communication, they also got it. Okay, this guy won't be there part of us if we don't align with it. And they started aligning. They started seeing the benefit, and it continues. And my battle continues. It's not over. Okay, my battle continues. I had to now enroll the global team towards that. But there's so much of peace of mind, and the core team that we had, the kind of prototypes that we have churned out in the last 16 months is unbelievable. Everything coming from fulfilling the purpose, everything coming from what the customers want. It keeps on changing, and it's very exciting. That's one example I want to give you. The second example is, recently I was called by a hospital to help them to make their company a customer oriented company. And I was talking to the MD, and he was saying, I want to do this, but my teams don't have any passion towards customer service at all. And then I said, okay, let me do a dipsticks survey with them. I had first interview with my MD, with the MD. I said, what is your objective? He said, build revenues by 3 times. That was his objective. First thing he said, okay. I said, okay, fine. Then he said about customer service and all that. Okay, fine. Then I interviewed his leaders. I chose out of 24 leaders, I chose 11 of the leaders, and I spoke to each one of them. And I was shocked. Not one leader was talking about numbers. Every leader over there was talking about customer service, customer experience, what they want to fulfill on, everything. They were only engaged in that. And they said their unworkability in the organization was something else that was not allowing them to fulfill on that intention. So it's like a contrast. The MD of the organization is oriented to 3 times revenue, and the whole team is oriented to customer experience. I just sent a report last night to him, to telling, look, there's a whole contrast for what you want, what you think, and what is over there. So just giving some insights to you that maybe we are not sensing enough, like Manoj said, the presencing part of it, like not able to sense enough what is really needed required in the teams, what is really needed required by the customers and the environment, or sometimes even maybe the VC also. I'm not sure. Have you really sensed what is the real deal for the VC? It may be a view that they are behind money, maybe not. I'm just putting that question into your mind. Okay, thank you, Manoj, for the time.
Okay, welcome, SK. Okay, so we got 12 minutes here in this scheduled session, and of course we would be Very happy to talk to some of you if you want some further clarification or something or engage in a conversation. But this is the this is the nature of work that we do when we are doing consulting with organizations. So we are actually helping organizations get clear on their purpose and then design everything in alignment with their purpose, whether it is their strategy, whether it is their HR processes, whether it is their sales perspectives, every aspect of the organization, whether it's leadership development, people development, recruitment, everything being created in alignment with fulfilling their purpose. So when we work with organizations, that's what we do in the long-term game. And as I mentioned in the starting, we offer workshops. This case leadership from the emerging future as the starting workshop. That is the first part in a long journey, but that is where you learn critical element of transforming perception. Transforming perception of what? Perception about your business, perception about your colleagues, about your customers, about yourself, how you see everything and how others see you. That's the starting point, right, of the whole game. Like how you see business, how you see your customers, how do you see your employees, how they see you, so that's the first phase. And then the second phase is, which we address in the same level one workshop, is what's your purpose? Like really getting you connected to the purpose. And if you're a team, then you can also begin the journey to connect with your team as an aligned purpose. Then there is advanced conversations where the whole focus is on converting that intention into reality. Okay. So as I mentioned to you that we offer these workshops as an entry point into the game. The next available workshop is going to be 6th and 7th February. We're putting the, Vivek has, I think, put the brochure link there on WhatsApp, on this chat. It might be also there in your earlier emails that you have received. So if you need anything around that, that would be great. Yeah, the dates are 6th and 7th February, Saturday, Sunday. The timing is going to be 12 noon to 8 p.m. And this is designed to help people from a couple of countries to participate. And it will be followed by a 6-session seminar series of 1 session per week. So overall, the coaching and support will remain for 6 to 7 weeks after the two-day workshop. And the tuition is 350 pounds, which is approximately 35,000 rupees. And you have a facility to pay in pounds and also in Indian rupees. If you're paying in Indian rupees, of course, there is a GST that gets added to it. So those of you who are interested, you can get in touch with us, and we would love that you participate with us. And those of you who have done our basic course earlier, if you want to review the course, you're most welcome to review the course. You can get in touch with me or Vivek or SK for that. Okay. So let's have the next 9 minutes to ask any questions that you want to ask connected with whatever we have been discussing. Open to everybody. Vivek, did you want to say something?
If nobody has a question,
something
I'd
wrong with
like
the
to
sound.
create something.
Wait. Sorry. Vivek, what are you saying?
I said, if nobody has a question immediately, I can create something.
No, let's take some questions. Wait. And somebody had a problem with sound. Who had a problem with sound?
I had a problem. Now it's working.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So good. So we want to be available now for any questions, any things that you see, any insights you're getting, or what are you taking home from this conversation, except being upset with the conversation. What else can you take home out of this conversation?
That's true.
Well, I have been reminded
Gaurav, can you put your video off? Your audio is not clear.
Friends and coaches. So this is yet another nudge. I have been nudged by a lot of friends and coaches and mentors to write down my purpose. So today's conversation makes me, really want to write my purpose down and move on in a more purposeful manner.
Yeah, and you may want to go through a process which will help you to connect with your real purpose. Okay, great. Thank you, Gaurav.
I have a question, Manu.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So while
Nitesh,
while Nitesh was sharing about his activity and the purpose, what opened up for me is like one fine day I was with the battery industry and the purpose was I am the option of the power. The second time I was with a herbal and organic products, and then the purpose was like I want to create healthy India. And now I am with the woman empowerment projects, and the purpose is yet to be clear. So now the question is, this purpose gets reshuffling every time with my activities. The activities goes, the purpose is gone.
Yeah. So that is the big challenge that you have from the perspective that, see, you can create or get connected to your purpose for your whole life, and then the games you play, the projects that you get involved with, they may have their own purpose or objective or possibility, and both can coexist if they are in alignment. Right? If they're not in alignment, then you're going to suffer.
Yeah. So when you were saying to Nitesh, like that purpose is like to fulfill with 10,000 ways.
Sorry? Yeah, you can fulfill the purpose in 10,000 ways. Yes. So what was your purpose? See, what is your purpose in life, Mitesh?
So my right now, what my purpose is life is like empowering women.
Okay.
Entrepreneur women.
Okay.
And those women who are actually.
No, so if you, Mitesh, sorry.
Okay, specify.
You're getting old, Mitesh.
Okay.
I know your hair is black, but you're getting old. I remember your purpose, what you created in the earlier conversation, better than you remember.
Yes.
So so if I will help you remember that, and then you can tell me if I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
At some time you had shared your purpose was to create leaders.
Yes.
You forgot?
No, I haven't.
So now if you stay with that, is that still important for you, Mitesh, creating leaders?
Yes.
Now, if you look at inside of the work that you're currently doing, you have an opportunity of empowering women, right?
Yes.
Now, can you see both can be in sync with each other?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's not that your purpose has changed. Your purpose is empowering leaders, and right now in this project, you have an opportunity of empowering women leaders.
Got it.
Or women entrepreneurs. It's in sync with that.
Yeah.
And if you don't find the connection, then you will have a bigger dilemma.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you should get back to coaching and see either you can create the connection or you may have to drop something.
Yes. Got it.
But can you see both can coexist, both are in sync?
Yeah, both are in sync. Yes.
But now you have to focus on the purpose instead of whatever you're getting distracted by.
Got.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good. Very good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does that help you, Mitesh?
Yes. Earlier, like what I can clearly see, I was creating a purpose based on my activity.
That is not actually the purpose.
Yeah, that's
If I
mischief.
become a jeweler, then I may have another purpose because of my activities jewelry.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what it is.
mischief, right?
Yes,
That is
yes.
mischief. You
Right.
can't do that, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can. Nobody can stop you from fooling yourself, but that's not a very smart thing to do.
Yes. Got it.
Thank you very much, Mitesh,
Thank
and thanks for allowing me to be a little straight with you.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody else. Question: what are you taking home?
2 minutes left.
Seema, what are you taking home? Say
A
something
bit of
nice, okay?
confusion,
Otherwise, Vivek
a
will
bit of
bash me up.
a bit of confusion. What
Yes,
I'm
good.
taking back is a bit of confusion.
Very good.
And I think I seriously need to sit with my team and relook at our directions and where we are headed, and relook at our purpose and our joint purpose and the purpose of Nourish Organic, and
Very good.
see what other paths can we take which will be aligned to our purpose. And is it possible? Will we have an issue of survival? Uh, can we still be successful? Can we go with the flow and say that yes, we believe in our purpose, and yet survive, and maybe survive in a much better way, the way you are saying, and I believe that. I'm not doubting that. And seeing that maybe then those people who don't believe in the purpose of the company then are actually not part of the company,
Yes.
and only those who really believe in it stay, and then we grow together.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
cleared your confusion.
Yes, and some of them may not have the same purpose, but have aligned purpose. Like it is in alignment. It's not at cross purposes. Okay.
Correct.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So in my head, I as the promoter and the producer of Nourish Organic Goods, we are very aligned, and we do not divert from our purpose at all. But
Yes.
where sales is concerned, I want them to go all out to get numbers,
Yeah,
but because we will not
that's where you sold
compromise.
it. That's where you sold your soul.
What I believe, Manoj, is
Hold
sorry to
on.
intervene.
Seema, we'll talk.
Samrat, just
okay?
1 second. Samrat, just 1 second. Okay.
Seema, you need to
Yeah.
call me. Okay, we'll talk.
Sure.
Yeah, Seema.
Yes, Manoj.
You have not discovered another pathway of fulfilling your purpose, right, and growing through that. So you have taken an easy way out. But I'm inviting you that another way, which is you can grow and maybe grow much more than you will ever grow in this by fulfilling your purpose.
Correct.
Like that political party, if it actually works on fulfilling its purpose over a period of time, that is going to be a party to reckon with, because there are not many parties in the world who are actually fulfilling their purpose day in, day out, right? Same thing with companies. There are not many companies in the world, Seema, irrespective of what their PR says. There are not many companies in the world who are actually living their purpose day in, day out. So when you become that kind of a company, right, you will be the miracle that people want.
Sure.
And I'm going to cross a time here, but I'm going to say something. When you are doing it for profit, you will have X kind of partners come to you. X kind of people will associate with you. Okay. But when you are working from a purpose, the kind of people who would want to work with you, the kind of organizations who will work with you, that whole playground will change.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
And I can promise you that you can succeed fulfilling your purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my promise to you. And if you need any support inside of that, we are available. Okay. Sorry,
Thank you.
Samrat. You were saying something. I stopped you. Can you, Samrat? Can you go ahead now? Say something.
Yes.
Say what you wanted to say.
See, I appreciate what SK said, and
Yeah.
I really, my point earlier was also the same. Whenever we are talking about purpose of Nourish Organics and Seemaji's mission and vision, this is
Yes.
all to take Nourish to the next level. To take it, we have got very healthy, very good quality products, and we want that product to be available to the right TG across the country. There
Yeah.
are huge gaps. For example, we are not available at most of the modern trade, national modern trade chains.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the national chains, we have to be there. So at the same time, we are fulfilling our purpose, and parallelly, we are also doing the numbers. So
Yes.
fulfilling purpose doesn't mean that we are only inclined to do the numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers are not my goal. My
Good.
goal is to fulfill the purpose, at the same time take care of the numbers.
Yeah, you
Because
have to
if you
balance.
fulfill your goal, automatically it will be a balance and your numbers will grow.
Fantastic.
That's it.
Yeah.
Samrat, thank you. Now we are on the
Thank
same
you.
page.
Thanks.
Right?
Thanks.
I think so. Just remember, you have to keep balancing so that education doesn't get dominated by marks.
Completely agree. I think, yeah. Good point,
Thank you, Samrat.
Samrat.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that. Thank you, Samrat. And thanks, Seema and team, for wonderful participation. And everybody else, thank you very much for your wonderful participation. And Pranay, did you want to say something like last line before we wrap up?
No, I just wanted to say that as SK was saying and you were also saying, the kind of people you will attract.
Yeah.
So I have attracted enough people in sustainability, and
Yes.
my purpose is happiness and prosperity. So we
Yes.
are moving into health and wellness space. But the thing is, I also need people with money to expand the businesses and
Yes.
work it towards the purpose actually. So I wish to inquire myself into myself what I am lacking, whether it is attention to intention or presence or something like that.
Yeah, and you can do that, and you can discuss with the your alumni group. Okay, your colleagues in the alumni group. That is an available source, and plus you can always reach out to one of us for any support you need. Right.
Yes, Om.
Including your special friend Vivek, who always wants to support you.
Yeah, he's my coconut.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Sorry for overshooting the time. Deeply appreciate your participation, and feel free to be in contact with us. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you.
And I'm
Bye.
just going to
Thank
put
you.
my
Thanks,
Thank you,
Vivek.
Vivek. Thank you,
Thank you.
Manoj. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
bye.
Thank you.
I'm putting my number in case you need.
Thank you, Manoj.
Welcome. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you.